Well, I didn't know much about Rotary when I joined in April of 1985, but the concept of service through your vocation was something that appealed to me. And the main reason was I was a young attorney at the time, fairly new to town. I knew lawyers and worked with them, socialized with them and so forth, but I didn't know many people outside the legal community, and I wanted to broaden my business horizons, frankly. And Rotary South had a reputation even then of being a club, a civic club of movers and shakers. It was in the south part of town where I lived. It seemed like a good opportunity, and it turned out to be so. I'm still in Rotary and in this club because the opportunities in Rotary South have proven to be even greater than I ever thought they would be, particularly with the formation of our 501c3 foundation. And also, it was a few years after I got into Rotary before I realized what the impact and global extension of Rotary as an organization was, and now I realize even more that our club goes beyond just the community in terms of its impact. It has a global impact of others in working with other clubs.
Well, I moved to Fort Myers in 1982 and became a Rotarian in 1984. I knew very little about Rotary as an organization, but I came to Rotary because I was invited. I was invited by members who were active members of this club. And they invited me to come, and the more that I attended, the more involved I became. And also got in touch with a lot of the members, which I have now used actually as colleagues and people who provide services for me, like attorney, dentist, legal services, financial services, banking. All of those people were here, and people that I knew. And they were Rotarians and I trusted. And this was one of the reasons that I became a Rotarian, because working for a voluntary health organization, I saw the value of volunteerism. And it was time for me to give back as a volunteer as opposed to somebody just working for a voluntary organization. It wasn't until after I got involved for a couple of years that I realized the global reach of Rotary, which became much more important and made it much more important. But the main thing was because of the local contact and the networking that I had here and the good things that Rotary South did and the reputation that it had. So I've remained a Rotarian, you know, for now, here we are in 2019, and most of those years I've been a member of this club.
Well, as a young man, I knew about Rotary. My father was in Rotary. In fact, my father was president of Downtown Rotary Club in 1966. So when it came time to form this other club, from the Downtown Club, which was the people that Jim Franklin, and Dr. Joe Selden, and my father formed the backbone of the club from downtown that formed this club. And of course, Dr. Joe Selden called me and said, John, I want you to be in this club. Well, if you know Dr. Joe Selden, you must remember that he doesn't ask you, he tells you what you want to do. So I knew from then that I should be, and I wanted to be in Rotary because I knew Rotary was a fine organization. My father talked about it many times. So when we gathered together, we went to many organizational meetings at the regional. In fact, the first organizational meeting was actually in the Shrine Club off there, and they had organizational meetings in 1958. So we met many times before the actual form. In fact, there is a picture of the founding members of this club. But I know Rotary is from many years. I think we do a great job in the community, a great job nationally. And I think that we're all blessed to be able to join this club and great members. We all haven't had time, but we do a lot of good work here. We do what should be done for the community, and we're proud to do it.
I've been a member of Rotary South since 2003, but I've been a Rotarian for 26 years, starting with the Sanibel Captiva Club. One of the reasons I came to Rotary South was way back in '74 when we first came to town. My first husband, Holger Schmidt, was a member here, and we lived on Sanibel, so when Sanibel started a club, he moved to Sanibel, and so I was on Sanibel, now I'm here, so I've sort of come full circle. I was involved with Rotary as a Rotarian for many, many years. That was something that we had in the Fort Myers South Club in the 70s and 80s. And why Rotary? Because we work locally, we work internationally. As a former nurse, my interest in the polio campaign is very, very, forgotten the word, but whatever, that's what happens when you're old and grey. But I'm very interested in polio. I was fortunate enough to go on an immunization trip some years ago, and I don't think my life would be the same without Rotary.
I'm Connie Ramos-Williams, and I joined Rotary back in 2013 because I think we're better together. I've always spent my life giving back to the community and serving a lot of our nonprofits in town, but one individual can only do so much. So when you join an organization like Rotary, you can make such a larger impact, not just locally, but nationally and internationally. Why I joined Rotary South is for the fellowship. The individuals within this organization are some of the best community leaders and business leaders in our community, and I enjoy meeting with them week after week. It bothers me when I cannot make a lunch meeting because I really enjoy the fellowship and the camaraderie among our members here and within our club. And we do some amazing events and give back to the community in such incredible ways. It's an honor to be part of this club.
Okay, so I first joined Rotary in 2000 in Los Angeles. I was invited there by the chamber president I belonged to. And I went there, and then after 3 times I was invited to join. And the thing I really liked about it, it was another place to go for lunch. And why did I join Rotary South? Again, when we moved here 6 years ago, I really wasn't looking to join Rotary, but I was invited by actually Jen. And I came here, and again, I liked it. It was close to home, and the buffet was very good. And that's why I joined Rotary South.
I joined Rotary South after being invited to join 2 different clubs in the area. I visited both of them several times, and I just really felt like Rotary South was more home for me, not just because it was closer to where I work and more convenient, but also the family atmosphere and the fun of the meetings really made me feel at home, like I fit in here.
I joined Rotary South in 1970. My father had been a founding member in Tennessee previously, and when I came to Fort Myers, mainly it was to meet people and contribute to the community. As you've heard from the others, Rotary's not only has international goals to meet or help to give, but it's a wonderful organization to travel around the world and to meet other Rotarians, therefore learning about other cultures and so forth.
Well, as a member of the community, it was always important to be involved in doing things for the betterment of the community, and happened to have a gentleman by the name of Cliff Chapel who kept insisting that I needed to check out Rotary South. He then put Gary Tripp on me as well, and the 2 of them teamworked to invite me to become a member of Rotary South. After having visited on several occasions, it was very evident that this was a great organization and something that I needed to be a part of.
So I joined Rotary 20 years ago at the request of my company, who was looking to stay involved in the community. I was lucky enough to be sponsored by Gary Tripp, and who can say no to Gary, right? But those are not really the reasons that I'm a Rotarian today. So I joined because I was asked to, and I stayed because I became a Rotarian. And when you're a Rotarian, you are able to give back to your community and your global community as well, and really live the motto of service above self. So Rotary South specifically, the people and the projects. Everyone in the club has a special way of engaging in our club, but our club in general offers those committed people the ability to engage in many different projects We're a leader in our district as well, so that also offers us many opportunities to be involved beyond our local community. And there is no, greater gratification in life than giving back. So,
I joined Rotary in 1994. My main reason for becoming a Rotarian and staying involved in Rotary is it gives me a chance to give back to my community. And also through the funding of RI projects can help make the world a better place. I tend to do business with other Rotarians, all things being equal, because I know they subscribe to the same four-way test that I do. It's all a matter of trust, and I trust my fellow Rotarian brothers and sisters. And finally, you have to eat lunch anyway, so why not eat lunch among a bunch of like-minded friends and enjoy the fellowship? In terms of why Rotary South, I think this club is the most vibrant Rotary club I've ever been to. I've made up at a few, not a lot, but I haven't seen any that match the vibrancy of this club. And the food's not bad either.
I initially joined Rotary International in 2001 in a little town called Monongahela, Pennsylvania. And I joined because my boss told me I had to. And I always believe what interests my boss fascinates me. So I joined our local Rotary Club, but I really didn't become a Rotarian probably for another year to really understand what Rotary meant, to really understand that Rotary is a great way that anybody can leave this world a better place than when they arrived at birth. So Rotary just became a very important part of my life. And when my wife and I decided to relocate to Fort Myers, it became important to find a local Rotary club. So I was interested in joining Rotary South for several reasons. One, it's not a breakfast club. Number two, it's located in the community that I elected to live in, and I really believe in giving back. And so I thought it was important to join a club that was representative of the community I elected to live in. But finally, and probably most importantly, is when I reached out to Rotary International about looking at clubs here, Rotary South reached out to me. And the welcome I received here was very significant. It was very warm, welcoming. I was really impressed with the collegiality of the club, how people get along, but also the service that they provide for the community. It really is an outstanding club, and I'm really proud to be a member of this club.
Hi, everybody. I was invited to join Rotary by my mother. Well, to tell you the truth, I was invited to join Rotary by Dick Riley. And after a number of years on other boards with Dick, I decided I would give it a whirl because my mother asked me to go to Rotary with her. And I went to the Rotary Club of Fort Myers South with her. And I was so impressed. She introduced me to some of the club members, and I introduced her to everybody else. And I just knew right then and there the Rotary Club of Fort Myers South was the club I wanted to be part of. And that's it. Hope everybody's doing well. Things here in Casa Grande, Arizona are very pleasant, and we'll see ya.